All right, next up on our agenda is our Grow Showcase, where we'll be receiving today information and tips on how we can grow our personal businesses. And our presenter today is my absolute favorite balloon guy, Mr. Thad James. So his title of his presentation, I'm thinking he's really going to dig down and show, profile some great information for us. But I just can't help when I see Thad. He does such wonderful balloon creations within his business. So Thad, with that, I'm going to take it away. Go ahead and give it over to you.
Well, Glenda, thank you very much. I'm going to share the screen. Wow. And thank you for that wonderful introduction. It's nice that I'm your favorite balloon person of all the balloon people that you know. But yes, we're going to talk about the impact, influence, and importance of using social media platforms. It's important to understand the techniques of using social media platforms, knowing how to post, what to post, when to post. But the real impact is the effect your shared information has on your audience. Knowing all the technical aspects behind the platforms is one thing, but knowing what the impact is on your customers is the reason you're doing this, the reason you're using social media platforms. Now, social media is an important part of an overall marketing plan. It's not the sole marketing techniques that you need. And especially as part of your business, as you well know, there's sales, there's a business plan, there's accounting and bookkeeping and taxes and regulations and all sorts of stuff that go on in your business. But in your marketing plan, you really need to analyze your client base, do market research, find out what the industry trends are, understand if you're B2B or B2C. Doing competitive analysis is huge to understand where you fit within your industry. Now, social media platforms are very important, and I'm going to get into exactly what the importance of those are. That's not to say that you have to like what you're doing. And this is my attitude toward social media. Whereas I'm one of the leaders in my industry and in my market with social media, you won't find too many people that do what I do as a business that promote themselves as much in social media. I've done a lot of research in it. I've worked with an expert in the field. But that being said, there's a lot of my businesses that I didn't get into business to do. I didn't get into business to be a marketer or to do social media. So I suggest you find an expert in marketing or branding and web design and content management and graphics and in your social media production. Find somebody that can help you and guide you into the best uses of social media. And that being said, you know how important social media is because you probably have an account or two or three. Now, typically, if we were at the Business Lodge, I would have you raise your hands, but I'm going to have you virtually in your mind raise your hands. Who has an account with the following social media platforms? Facebook. Most of us have Facebook accounts, either personal or business, or both. You're scrolling through and finding out what your cousins are doing and what's going on with your friends. LinkedIn is very important for business relationships. It's got millions of users, and you're probably closely connected to somebody that you need to be more closely connected to right now. LinkedIn is a great way to make that connection. YouTube, a YouTube account is important because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, next to Google. Google's first, YouTube is second. They're both owned by Google. So people are going to YouTube to find stuff and find information and find products. Instagram, great for pictures and videos and keeping up on what's going on, what's hot and what's now. If you have an Instagram account, then you're not on the bleeding edge, but you're on the cutting edge. What about WeChat, Messenger, Twitter, TikTok? How about all these others? These are all social media platforms that you could be on right now. I don't suggest that because this is overwhelming. You need to market to your target audience and know where they are. You need to know where your audience is living. You need to know where your potential clients and current clients are looking at, what they are looking at. They are not looking at all of these. I can guarantee you that right now. But they may be on some of these platforms that you need to be involved with. You need to be posting to these and engaging with these social media platforms. Now, the demographics of the social media platforms are all different. They all have a specific niche that they've carved out for themselves. Some are geared toward very young users. Some are geared towards really cutting edge technology. Some are just for silly videos. But all of these can be used for business to reach their audience. But you have to know what the platforms are doing and how to use them, because you can't go out there and sell on all of these platforms, because sometimes it just won't work. The users will not engage with people that are just selling. Excuse me. So you need to understand the demographics of the actual platforms in order to know how to use them for your benefit. Now, when posting on social media platforms, consistency is the key, because you need to know how long you're posting or how long your message is going to last on those social media platforms. As you can see here, a tweet on Twitter has a lifespan of about 15 minutes, unless it gets shared and promoted and commented on. Then it can last for almost a day. Whereas when you go down to YouTube, it can be hot for several days, but if it gets shared and liked and people comment on it, then it gets promoted and it can double and triple its lifespan. Plus, on YouTube, people will search for the keywords that you use to describe that video. So YouTube videos can have a much longer life than a lot of other postings. Facebook, again, one of the top used platforms. The lifespan of a post is very short and has very limited reach unless it's boosted, unless it is advertised. We'll get into that in a little bit. But when you're using these platforms and you're finding out how long they last and everything, you need to know what you can post. What should you be posting on your business page? Not your personal page, but on your business page, what should you be posting and what should you avoid posting? Making a mistake on your business page postings can be huge and detrimental to your reputation. So there's some certain things you shouldn't be posting. Of course, these you'd think are common sense, but you'd be surprised if you go through the postings on different social media platforms. There are businesses that make bad comments or say bad things that are detrimental to their reputation. And you'd think it wouldn't happen, but it happens all the time. Here are some postings that went out that weren't really good. Here, Sears tried to get sales for victims of Hurricane Sandy. It didn't go over real well because they were being very glib about a phenomenon that killed hundreds of people and ruined the lives of thousands, and they were just trying to get some sales out of it. And then here you have a registered nurse who listed her company, listed her hospital when she was on an overnight shift, and was hoping that someone would go into code so she could stay busy and awake. not good to list all that information that you have your employer on there. And I don't know if she kept her job too long. And you got to be careful what you post out there, because here's a person that posted about the job they were starting. They weren't really happy about starting this job, but they just took it. Well, their boss saw the posting and fired them on the spot because they made bad comments about the job. So not something you want to really post out there. You got to be careful because social media is public. If you won't go on your porch and scream it to your neighborhood, probably shouldn't be putting it on the social media. So now we've got some things that we shouldn't be posting. The biggest question about social media is, what should I be posting? I mean, I don't know what people want to know about and what's going on. Well, here are some things that are really good to post depending on the type of business that you have. How about before and after pictures? I'm sure that Richard Terry could use something like this very quickly. It's nice. People want to see the before and after of the type of work that you do. And that can be anything from kitchens and baths to paints, if you're painting a house, or even a website. If you get permission from your clients to show the before and after of your work, the visual is very good to show people. Other things, how about the inner workings of your office? You can do bios of your employers. You can do employee of the month. Meet the new hire. You can do the latest technologies and the new product that you buy, or the new vehicle that you just purchased. You can also talk about industry articles that are of interest to people, because people are interested in your industry if they're looking at your stuff. Trade shows that you might be exhibiting in. Do a Q&A article or inspirational quotes. Behind the scenes of what goes on in your business that people don't always see. A joke or cartoon of the day, as long as it's an appropriate joke and isn't too off color, it can be very funny. Do surveys of your customers and clients. Ask them their opinions. Do a survey of what's the best thing. Do you like pink or do you like blue? What's your favorite movie? It doesn't have to always relate directly to your business, but it can just offer some interaction with your potential customers. And if you don't know what to post, ask your friends and clients, what do they want to know about your business and your industry? Those answers that they give you, or the questions that they have, will turn into social media posts that you can then promote yourself as being an expert. Now, once you start posting on the social media platforms, you want to build an audience. You want to have people engage in your messages and on your platforms. And there's an easy way to do that. Start by following your customers, follow your clients, follow your vendors and suppliers. Find out the platforms that they're on, because they'll probably have them listed on their website, and follow them. Then make comments about their postings. And when somebody makes a comment about one of your postings, react to that post. Say thank you, or I appreciate that, or yes, that was a fun job. That builds the interaction between you and your audience. And then people will see that you're interacting with the audience, and that will increase your brand in their minds. Invite all these people to follow you on all of your social media platforms. List your social media platforms wherever you can, on your websites, in your blogs, on your email signatures, so that every time you send out an email, you have your name, your company name, your website, your phone number, and the icons for your social media platforms. And if you don't know how to put the icons on your signature and your email, because I didn't know how to, Google it. It's very simple to do, and there's lots of people who will give you very step-by-step instructions on how to put Facebook and Instagram icons on your email signatures, and it's really cool. You can also buy targeted ads. Now, targeted ads on Google and Facebook and Instagram can be very inexpensive. You're talking $5, $10, $20, and that can go over for a day or a week. And those can be targeted, curtail the demographics to a very specific audience, the exact audience you want to see that advertisement. And it's very inexpensive, and it gets to a targeted audience. You only pay for views, and there's also pay per click. Some great way to get your message out there further in those social media platforms, so you can become an expert in that social media platform. Now, talking about all this, I need to let you know that I do post every day on multiple platforms. And every time I do this, two things come to mind. One, the cranky baby face. And two, thank you to my social media expert who set me up on this. I won't plug Karen Fox's name because I don't think that's right. And I won't tell you how much she's helped me in all my social media aspects, and I wouldn't be successful without her, because this is not a commercial for Karen Fox, Karen the Connector at KarenTheConnector.com. That's not proper. What is proper is to let you know my social media calendar. I have a calendar that I set up, and it has changed over the years depending on what kind of postings are attractive to my clients and my audience. On Mondays or Sundays, I do a sculpture photo. Now, I've been doing balloons for 22 years, so I've got hundreds of pictures of different sculptures, so I don't know that I'll ever run out, which is nice. But I post a sculpture and tell a little story about what the sculpture is, or what it means, or why it was made. On Monday, I promote a business. I promote businesses from my Chamber of Commerce. I promote businesses from E4E. I promote businesses that I have done business with, client businesses. And I tell a little story about them or what they do, and it's just a little blurb that I put out every Monday. Tuesdays are a view from my office. This is always a kid with a balloon. People love kids, and people love the balloons, and people love the reactions of the kids with the balloons. So when I'm making balloons, I will ask permission of the kid and the parent if I can take your picture. I will be posting this on Facebook without using anybody's name. I don't use locations. There's no information about what this is, except that it's a picture of a kid with a balloon. And I get to use those to promote my fun with the kids. On Wednesdays, I'll promote upcoming events that I'm going to be doing, so it promotes the event and my services. Thursdays are Throwback Thursday. It's a hashtag that's very popular on Twitter and Facebook. It's hashtag TBT, and I do older pictures. I do pictures of older work that I've done. This shows people, one, my progression in my skill set, and two, that I've been doing this for a very long time. I will make mention that these pictures are from 2012 or 2006. That lets my audience know that I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've got great experience and knowledge in my industry. Yes, it's a fun picture of a cute little caterpillar, but this is from, I think, 2002. And this balloon shape of this caterpillar head had just come out. And I was one of the first people to use it from the manufacturer. I promote that so that people know that I have industry knowledge. So not only is it a cute picture, but I get to show off my history and my experience. Fridays, I promote a fellow balloon artist from around the country and around the world. I know a lot of balloon artists. I've been able to get to know them over the years. And so I will promote them to show my audience that I have industry knowledge, that I know the rich and famous people. That builds my credibility in their minds. It also gets to show off some really cool balloon artists, but it tells my audience the experience and that I have working with other balloon artists. Saturday are decor pictures, some of my bigger projects. So I get to show off some really cool stuff, and gets to talk about these wonderful projects. So this is my schedule throughout the week. Now, these things can change. These postings can change, but it also still allows me to do live postings. If I'm at an event, I like to post a little video about, hey, Sammy J here at the such and such concert, and we're making balloons, and we'll do a little Facebook thing because my social media person told me that doing Facebook live videos helps build an audience. Do I want to do this stuff? No, I'm busy setting up and getting prepared to work, but it helps build my audience. It helps build my brand. It helps get my message out to the people that are following me on these social media platforms. So it works out very well. Now, this schedule that I have, which I worked out with the unnamed source to be named later, I worked with her to come up with a platform to schedule these social media posts. And there are lots of different social media schedulers out there. And you can do one of two things. You can spend hours, days, and weeks studying these different platforms, look at their advantages and disadvantages. You can create a detailed spreadsheet, and then you can use each program for 2 to 3 weeks to see how it works and how it reaches the audience and how it posts and what platforms does it work with. Or you can contact a social media expert to come up with a plan much quicker. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. But I would suggest not going through all of these platforms to find out which one works for you, because some are better than others. Some are more expensive than others. Some have features that you may or may not need. You need to find out the features that you need to work with, because paying for features that you're not using is a waste of time and money. The impact that social media campaigns can have is huge. Because almost everybody is on at least 2 or 3 social media platforms, your message can get to their eyes very quickly and very effectively. The social media platform or messages will humanize your brand, and it'll get you in front of your target audiences, because you can customize your message to fit what they're looking for. You'll gain credibility and generate loyalty. You can build super fans, people that will always comment on your posts, like your posts, and share your posts to their audience. So they will help you spread the message that you're putting out there. Also, you can gauge customer feedback and their interests. If you're putting out a type of post every week, like the history of my business, and nobody's looking at it, you can stop doing that and replace that with a different type of post. Hairstyles of the rich and famous. And if people are engaging with that and liking that, and it's building your brand, then that's what you can push and promote even more. The importance of social media to my business is that I don't own a blimp or a sports stadium, and I don't know any famous celebrities. So that's not going to help me promote my business. I would love to have a blimp flying over sporting events if they ever come back with my name on it. Maybe that would build my brand. But social media gives me access to my client industries. My clients belong to certain groups on Facebook and LinkedIn. I join those groups so I can communicate with them on their level. Social media allows me to stand out from my competition. I have a schedule of posts that I put out every week. I am consistent with those messages. I don't just post here and there sporadically. I'm out on those platforms every week. I get to build a base of fans that want to share my content with their friends. Hey, I know this really cool balloon guy. Here's the type of stuff that he does. You have fans. Your clients are fans of yours already. Turn them into super fans by having them share your content so they can say, hey, I know a really cool person. The key factors to remember with any social media postings: consistency. You've got to be consistent in your message and in your posting schedule. You need to adjust your content to fit what your audience is caring about. Keep up with your calendar. Always respond to comments. That way you can interact with your audience. And advertise sporadically. Promote and boost the posts that are doing well to capture more audience than you do just organically with your postings. With a proper social media calendar and proper postings, you will excel in your industry, and you will build an audience of clients and fans that will continue to build and grow your business. That's all I have for now. I don't know if any questions came up. I was not watching.
Thanks, Dad. We've only got about a minute or so left.
That's fine.
Tom threw you a great question that I don't know if there's an answer to. How do you measure social media ROI? And John Ayers would like to know, how much time per day do you spend on your posting efforts?
Oh, cool, great. ROI, I use a lot of different algorithms. My scheduler is called Buffer. Buffer has in it analytics that shows the interactions with each of my postings on each of my platforms. So I can gauge the reaction, the interactions with that. As far as direct ROI, like how much money am I making from promoting myself, it's nebulous, as with all marketing. As far as I'm concerned, marketing is very difficult to gauge the direct in the bank reactions. I don't know. I will get, more than occasionally, I will get messages of, hey, I saw your posting on Facebook. Can you make something for my event? Unless you're directly asking people to come to you based on these postings, it is much like putting up a billboard or a yard sign, or just wearing a shirt with your name on it. It's hard to gauge what the direct ROI is. It's not as much tangible as you might like. As far as how much time do I spend, about 2 hours per week. And I can post, right now I've got scheduled out through mid-September. I schedule out my posts weeks and weeks in advance, because if something comes up that I want to promote immediately, I can insert that into my scheduler, or I can post it live on one of the platforms, whichever platforms it works best on. Like I said, I do Facebook videos at my events, and it works very quickly. So it takes very little time to build these posts and schedule them.